This song
Well,
always what the hell? Somebody that knocked him over the side of his head, and it wasn't me.
well, hello there. How are ya? How you
Well,
doing today?
howdy do.
Lord,
And
who
it's
socked you while we was doing the intro?
that man channeling his Jay Z mode. Jay Z used to have all them album covers with him with the hat tilted.
The
Hey,
hat,
You know
man,
what I'm
like,
saying?
yeah, right.
Yeah. Jay Z and Ti.
became a style somehow, some way. Then it was,
And then it was halfway off the back.
and then they got the new one where the hat sits right on the head, and it looked like it ain't even all the way on. It
Yeah.
looks wild. It looks crazy. You
Well,
know what I'm
that
saying?
one makes you look rather bald. So
Well,
yeah, I know your hairline receding.
I used to
Who's
laugh when Ti. Go
Wait,
ahead.
what? he
who,
heard.
who
I said his
hairline?
hairline. I said his hairline receding. He got offended.
Oh, Jesus.
It's getting back there, but he you can't tell him that.
I
Nah.
mean, we
You
free
know what I'm
and
saying?
clear. Right.
Put your four fingers at your eyebrows. Put four fingers at your eyebrows.
We
You
Yeah.
want some baby hairs?
Yeah. It's
we
it's 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 getting there.
we good, man. You know.
Yeah. All right. Well, y'all see where his fingers are now. So in a year from now, we'll check
No, we're gonna
back.
we're gonna throw we're gonna throw some growth oil on.
Follicles is gone. The hat took it off.
Well, just like your height, sir, the growth oil is not gonna help it. It's just
I'm I'm
gonna be
telling you, bro. The growth oil is fire. I'm telling you.
it probably is fire, but it's not gonna your hairline back. It'll make your hair grow, but it ain't gonna bring your hairline back.
But
Nah.
they do got those fibers now, though, where you can
Go
you can.
ahead, so I can throw some water on you.
Hey! That's why you use the got to be. You know the got to be.
Nah. That's not water. That's not waterproof.
I mean, that's to make it stick. You know what I'm talking about?
It's still gonna come off if you get wet.
I mean, they say a pimp walked on water and he never got wet. So I mean,
Well, you're
Okay.
not a pimp, sir. You're a reverend. You're a preacher.
Right.
You know what I'm
my
saying?
hair,
Like you shouldn't be
my hair,
Right. Bring
discussing those
bring bring
things.
him back. Bring him back.
my
Like,
hairline.
go on.
Yo, don't look at that. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, welcome y'all to episode 194. We like that. You know what I'm saying? Cause we just like that. You know what I'm saying? So we happy y'all tuned in. And we got a lot to talk about today.
Oh boy, don't we?
We got to get hot topics, and y'all know we're gonna talk about Diddy because yeah, it's just so much going on. So we definitely got to with that. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. But before we get too deep into the show, we got to check on our people. Michelle, how you doing today? Mentally, physically, emotionally, how you doing?
I mean, I'm good.
Go ahead.
I'm great. I was tired. I took a nap in the car like a little kid, and I'm great today. I couldn't be better. Still unpacking, but life is good.
That's what's up to be able to take a nap while being chauffeured. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't all able to do that.
Yo, I put the seat back. I'm pretty sure my mouth was hanging open. I don't even know. I don't even care. My last words was I'm tired.
Got some sleep in, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Benji Banks, the man and brand. How you feeling today, my guy?
We're doing good. You know what I'm saying? No complaints. I mean, when you're putting your hands to a bunch of stuff and you see it grow, that's probably one of the best feelings in the world because you put your time, your energy, your money, whatever it is, when you put all your efforts into a thing and you kind of cultivate it year after year, month after month, and to see it grow It's like it just does your heart well. It makes all of that stuff that you experienced up until just makes you feel super good. So to see growth, I'm excited for that. And but other than that, yeah, I'm glad I'm able to still get up every morning, get to the hustle, get to the ideas of making things happen and seeing things grow. So I'm grateful for that. You know, no
Yeah,
high
that's what
blood pressure, no nothing. So we straight.
say.
Okay.
They happy to see things grow. So that's what's up. I
Prayers,
yeah,
prayers for God, man. Prayers for That's what she said.
yeah, because that would definitely be bad if that wasn't. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
Hey, man, this week has been an incredible week. It's getting close to summertime. The kids are getting out of school.
Hmm.
People are graduating. So of the year, but it also comes with some cautionary tales when it comes to the summer because kids have. So, parents, my warning to you: remember, your kids are getting out of school for the summer. Make sure you find something for them to do.
Yeah.
Them to do. They will find something to do themselves, and there's always the chance that might be the right thing. So a lot of kids get in trouble in the summer. A lot of young ladies and young men become parents in the summer. Uh, so
Slick
because
with
of there's a lot of kids that lose their lives in the summer, sadly, because they participate in activities. Just so find your kids something to do, man. Get them a job. Find them something to do at home. Keep them occupied. Make sure they're good at all points and times. All right, we're gonna hop into these topics right quick, man, because we got so much to cover, man. The biggest thing in the world is the talk of AI. Outside of Diddy, everything is AI. Every time you look up, it's AI based, right? So Google is taking advantage of that. They already have AI to get to their homepage, right? AI mode search on the homepage soon.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to get straight to it, right? So it's basically looking at trying to compete with Chat GPT per se
Hmm.
for the AI space, and they're putting their component out there that is able to pull AI stuff. So it's gonna be interesting and is necessary, right? If you are smart, you are utilizing AI to your advantage and not afraid of it because you have two parties of people. You have the people who you. So to me, I would just use it. Benji, you use AI a lot.
I use it a ton because not only does it help you coordinate your study notes and stuff like that, when doing study and stuff like that, it also helps you create, your pictures and your information. When I'm sending out stuff for events and stuff like that, ChatGPT AI just makes it so simple. You can just throw your concept in there and it will literally kind of recreate or give you a template, give you an idea. And if I'm advertising a product, right? If I just throw in shea butter lotion and I throw it in the ChatGPT or AI, it will literally just create, something for me. And that makes it easier because when I'm posting now, on my either my pages, it just looks aesthetically pleasing. So it's like, all right. And it happens so quick. You ain't gotta spend all your time doing this, putting this here, putting that there. It literally will create it for you on its own. And to me, that's actually dope.
Yeah, I mean, it sure. So a lot of people have recently figured out that they can use it at their job, right? If you're writing an email, if you're writing notes for work or something like that, you can even use it professionally, and it works out very well. Patricia Michelle, how about you? I know you mentioned before that you use AI.
Oh yeah, I'm an avid AI user.
Yeah.
I use it like crazy. I sent emails today back and forth to Zara's teacher earlier, and I just was like, spice it up a little bit, and make me sound nicer. So in the iPhone, in the email, you can put what you're gonna say, and then bring up AI, and you put either your nice, professional, whatever, and they hooked it up for me real quick, because I'm a little irritated with this teacher, so make me come off a little nicer, chat. So, it got the job done and it got what I needed for her before the school year ended. So I
Right.
didn't have to go upside nobody's head. So I fooled with it. And I fooled with it when it comes to school. My school doesn't mind as long as you're putting in your own personal concept and it's coming from you and it's original work and you're citing your sources and stuff like that. So it does help out a lot with me with my busy schedule. So sometimes I got an assignment due tonight by midnight and I ain't even touched it. So and I still gotta cook, or it's podcast night, and so hey, I fool with it.
Facts.
All right. Yeah. So the crazy thing about it is GPT officially surpassed Wikipedia this month in total users. So you know what that's looking like, because Wikipedia was the go-to for information when you're looking up like a certain person, music or information. You know what I'm saying? Kind of Wikipedia was the go-to. Not
Yeah.
anymore.
Hey, but wasn't Wikipedia
Chat
incorrect anywhere? You could put in your own information.
Yeah, I think they kind of fixed that, over the years where it wasn't so easy to do that. But some sore spots, and I'm pretty sure Chat GPT has some stuff, and some of these AI programs, little bugs and stuff here and there that when you put stuff in, it's not 100%,
Oh yeah.
accurate. 100, you're trying to ask it to create stuff, because when I use it to create emblems, logos, and stuff, and some of the stuff they spit out, I'm like, ew.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
like,
What? That's not what I said.
like, this is not even close to what I was looking for.
Facts. And that's the annoying part, though, is when it types something up that didn't really convey what you were trying to say. That's kind of the annoying part. So, for example, like today, I did a whole short study, and I was like, all right, I put it all out, and I was like, all right, help me write. Man, this thing really turned the whole thing around. I erased the whole thing. I was like, forget it, man. I'll go.
Well,
Nah.
and I think also it matters which AI engine that you use are more accurate than others. Some are better than others. From my experience, because there are some AI components embedded in the apps, and they're not so
Yeah.
good. Be the king right now, because when I use Chat GPT, it does what I want it to do.
Chat GPT gets the job done every
And it
time.
gives me, yeah, it really does. So I have no issues with Chat GPT. So if y'all need help in your personal life, you better learn how to use Chat GPT, because it's the new way.
Facts. Take a class or something.
I mean,
You don't even need to.
you could teach yourself. Just type in what you're looking for and learn how
Just
to use it.
literally,
Learn how to talk to it.
however you are gonna say it to someone else, ask it like that to chat,
Yeah.
and chat got you.
Facts.
And I want to mention this too before we move on. People have to understand, because I talk to people all the time about AI things. When they have AI in video games, people are so amazed that the AI can do what. Say, for instance, if you're playing online and somebody gets kicked, right? We play 2K online, kicked from the game. Um, their character is still there, but they're not manning it. The computer takes over. But people
Yeah.
are always amazed that the computer is playing like the person, even though they're not there. But that's the concept of an AI. They learn.
Mm-hmm.
If you continue, like if you log into a Chat GPT account, if you actually create one, it's going to keep track of stuff and if you'll notice over time, it'll get better and better with the things that the commands that you're typing in, and the things that you're looking for, because it's learning who you are. Afraid of that though, because they are afraid that the AI is learning too much about them, and So I mean, is that's a concern? I mean, we don't know yet, but it is what it is. And at this point, it's just like any other technology that has come
It's here.
along. It's here, and we're just gonna have to wait and see, the results of it. So I mean,
Hey, the robot homies is pulling up fast. That's all I'm saying. They coming quick.
so we want to pivot just for this story's been floating around, and I just wanted to talk about this with the crew real quick, man. This is sad though. This guy out of Dallas, man, he got arrested for having cannabis candies in Indonesia. Faced execution by firing squad for having this cannabis candy. Right, this is not the first time that an American has gone overseas and has been caught with some marijuana. Brittany Griner was caught in Russia, and she was left over there for quite some time and locked up. I mean, when you travel abroad, you can't go to these other places with the mindset of the rules that we have here in the United States. Like these
Laws
places,
is different.
yeah, because I mean, in places like everybody wants to go to Dubai, but they have very strict laws on a lot of stuff. So if I were you, I would do my Googles and GPT and ask Chat GPT, what laws do I need to be aware of if I'm traveling? Plug that country in and let them tell you, because man, it's too many Americans going different places and getting arrested for breaking laws that I think could.
Can't go over to Dubai and drop F-bombs, fam. Like they don't like they don't allow that over there, right? Like just
Yeah.
minuscule things that we think, you know what I mean, aren't as important because it's just, what people do in here in the States. You would think you'd be like, then you go over there and then you locked up for some cannabis candy? Like, bro, like for some candy. Like
Yeah. Yeah, I hate it for him, man, because he's a
pop you
young guy.
a little high a little bit, right? Or whatever. And they raid you for it. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's a young guy, man, and so I hate that for him. I hate for anybody of any age for that to happen to them. But he's a young guy, man, and I'm pretty sure he might not rules and laws. And somebody 21, 22, 24, 25, and yeah, early 20s, they ain't thinking. He just going over there to hoop, and he ain't concentrating on that, man. So family, man, because I would hate for him to lose his life over something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty sad, bro. That's a
It's
sad thing.
especially for his family. If he
Yeah, because
has, moms, dad, or whatever, aunties or whatever, and for him to go over there doing, something that's, minuscule, so to speak, and to lose his life potentially over it, man, that's crazy.
yeah, man. So I mean,
Firing squad, fam. Like,
yeah,
how many bullets? Like when you think firing squad.
yeah. I mean, so I
That's
mean, prayers up for him and his family, man, that he can get out of this situation and in the United States and learn from this experience, and hopefully others will learn too as they travel abroad to participate in sports and stuff like that, and make money in these other countries, but know that they're the same as the United States. So be aware of that.
Come to Dubai to make money. Gotta follow their rules. Simple as that.
It's a
Did
fact.
we not learn anything from Brittany Griner?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that should be the cautionary tale. The multiple situations that are similar or the same, and somebody else is, but hey, that's what young people do. They don't pay attention, and we've all been
Yeah.
there when we were, and we have that mentality of, well, not me though.
Yeah. Like,
Not me though. Like
I only got to see that once. I'm checking every time. What can I do? What can I not do? Let me prepare myself.
Facts. That's just.
I'm just saying, but when you're in your 20s, I've talked to a lot of 20-year-olds, and
Yeah.
they had that mentality. Not me though. I'm like, yeah, it can happen to you too. You're
Oh
not an exception.
yeah. They always think they're the exception because they got it.
Yeah,
They got
yeah,
it. Never
yeah,
them.
yeah. You're
And
not an exception. So, but hey, like I said, prayers up for him and his family, man. Hopefully he can get out of that, man. But yeah. Bye. Moving, and we got to talk about our guy. We got to talk about our guy, or at least for a little bit.
your guys' favorite person?
Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I thought you were talking about plumbing.
We talked about Dubai a little bit, and Saudi Arabia is in the news, and they're gonna invest 600 billion in the United States. Now, interesting, because that sounds like Trump is selling us to Saudi Arabia. If they're investing $600 billion in the U.S., what's the catch?
I mean, he's for sure selling us. He's a businessman.
What's the
Facts.
catch, right? I mean, we know we're being sold off. I mean, why else would they be paying $600 billion to the United
Yeah.
States? Like, explain that.
That AI technology over there, I can imagine, like the spaces, like let's say like Amsterdam or whatever, that's been in the crypto where there's a space there where you can use cryptocurrency since 2017, right? So all of these like new little places, whatever that are popping up that are like digital currency and things of that nature. I could see Saudi Arabia saying, "Hey, build your AI technology plants over here and send us your bests." And he's definitely selling the folks off. But I can imagine the innovation that people are thinking of, with that type of money. Like we can create X, Y, and Z. The problem I have with it is like, weren't we just tripping off of China about about the stuff that they was doing money wise, and now we're doing it somewhere else? It just kind of goes to show you, you know what I mean, when it comes to the dollar, the
I mean,
drive.
we're the biggest hypocrites anyway, as well. So
Facts.
Well, yeah, at the end of the day, Trump, like you said, is a businessman. So that's what these guys. And what I didn't think about. Now think about this. We have a lot of this Congress and in the White House, and all of these people are 60, 70 years old. So the decisions that they're making that are gonna come home, like they say, when the chickens can even be alive to even see the stuff, right? So they're making decisions that won't affect their lives, but us possibly, and our children and our grandchildren.
Right.
yeah,
So yeah, these folks ain't thinking about that, because when you got money, it's certain things that you can shield yourself from. So
Facts.
that's true.
deep in that, but I'm just saying, like, that's a thought. Like, we not making the decisions they are, but they on a whole different that they're going through. How I wonder, do they think about how I even care? So, but yeah,
Can you imagine 10 years from now what, and I mean, praise God, I hope we hear. Can you imagine 10 years from now what AI is going to look like, bro? Like what the whole system is going, 5 years, 10 years, like it's going to be crazy. Like you're literally, everything is going to be ran pretty much by computers, digital currency potentially. So, I mean, it's
yeah,
going to be wild. It's going to be wild.
I think this is gonna really speed things up a lot. Like you said, 10 years, and then you said 5. I'm like, yeah, that 5 is looking time frame of when we're gonna see things take a drastic jump.
Facts.
So yeah, at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I don't know. We done seen too many sci-fi movies, man. Sci-fi movies done messed us up, man.
We the test subjects.
How they all coming true?
For real, it's like for real. A lot of them sci-fi movies we saw, and they become that science fiction. So yeah, it's weird times, but hey, But Trump ain't doing everything bad. Trump signs the Take It Down Act, criminalizing AI generated deep fakes and revenge porn. Okay.
I have no idea what revenge
So,
porn is.
okay, so that's what I'm
Oh,
about to explain.
oh,
What
okay.
deep fakes and revenge porn is. Okay, so somebody put a celebrity's face on a porn star's body, and they video now. First, it was just pictures. Now it's video. They say they have a video of somebody like Beyonce got a sex tape, and it's rumored that she has a sex tape from a long time ago. Recent with Beyonce's face on it, or somebody of that high stature. That's deep fakes. And when somebody has allowed you to tape them in a sex act, like a girlfriend or a boyfriend or ex or something, and then you get upset with them after y'all break up or whatever, and then you post a if you do any of that stuff, like, you're gonna get some serious repercussions now if you do stuff like that. So I mean, I
Wow.
don't have a problem with it, because I don't think you should be doing somebody had their guard down, or somebody felt a certain way towards you, or loved you, or cared about you enough to allow you to film that type of thing. You should get upset with them after the fact, and then do something like put them out there like.
Yeah.
So that's the deep fake and the revenge porn. Like, what is the revenge? What is the revenge porn?
Or you getting back
Revenge
at
porn.
them because you're upset, you're mad,
Yeah.
whatever it is that pissed you off to make you say, you know what, these videos we did or you sent me, I'm posting them.
Yep.
Like, that's revenge porn.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's revenge porn. Deep fakes is the other one where you superimpose somebody's face or
Yeah.
somebody's likeness on something.
That's
It
not
does.
really who it is, but like they using that person's face to
Yeah.
represent that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
now AI is really good at it. Like,
Yeah. Because they be having Drake down pat.
yeah, so this it's scary, man, because it's to a point to where they could have you walking down the streets in Miami, your face, and somebody walking down the street, and somebody could say, "Hey, I
oh,
saw you never were in Miami."
wow, wow, wow. Now that's
Yeah,
wow. So
yeah, real.
potentially that could be, like, I could think of the ramifications of that. Somebody sees this video, it went viral, yada yada, and they actually think that that's you when it's not even, you or whatever in the video. It was just some revenge type porn or whatever.
That's a fact.
Yep. It can go into common folk world too. Somebody hating on you made a video, said you were doing something with somebody else and sent it to your dude.
Yep.
You know what? That's cold game.
That's cold game.
He macking.
But
Somebody put you on there with Diddy.
okay, so
This is a
look,
trial.
I did definitely see a meme earlier where this dude, his girl said he would sleep on the couch. She said put him slide. Somebody photoshopped this and put him sliding down the slide. So they did, a bunch of people photoshopped it, but the last one they put him under the covers with Diddy with the baby oil. And
Man.
Damn.
I wasn't expecting that last slide.
Yeah, it's pretty wild out here. So, you gotta
Oh, man. Social
be
media is a wild place, bro. Like,
you see what people can do.
go ahead, kid. I'm sorry.
So you might need to contemplate not a film that you're not being paid for. Now, if you're a porn star, do your thing. But
Yeah,
or you getting paid for OnlyFans, do you think? But sending these videos to somebody that you care about and you love so much, and
just tell him it's better in
that person
person.
got that footage.
Just tell him it's better in person.
Facts.
Cold game. Cold game.
You want to
That's
see it? Pull up.
That's it.
That's it. That's simply it. All right. Y'all have heard, the stories of these guys is some prisoners. I think they're from Louisiana, but they escaped prison,
Yeah.
and I think it was like 10
10,
of them,
10, yeah.
12 of them. It was a lot of them, and I don't have the footage because I didn't want to put that footage out there. I don't like to, you know what I'm saying, dwell too much into, you know, because it's just it's a constant thing, you know what I'm saying. We see enough of it, but this is crazy, right? Somebody is betting on who's gonna be the last person
Oh
standing.
Lord.
You know, the
Man,
last person
say.
be. So this was posted, I think, last night, and I think today, two of these guys got until 3 or 4 of these guys left
Yes.
in the
Yep.
game. So people are actually people on who will be captured, right? And who will be the last man standing. That is crazy. That like you just said, Benji, social media is a wild place. This is the type of
That's
stuff you
crazy.
do.
Everybody out there hustling, trying
Did
to
you
make
see
dollars off of anything.
Hey,
they
yes,
caught
sir.
who let them out?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. So okay, so
The maintenance worker.
the
Yeah.
maintenance water off, and in order to allow them to move the toilet out of the way so they can climb out of the hole in the wall and then, you
He
know what I'm
shut
saying,
he
escape.
shut the water off so that it wouldn't
Yeah.
flood when they moved it.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. And I wonder what they paid him, what they gave him to do that. Because it's 10, 12 of them. So I'm pretty sure they were
Yeah.
able to collect something to give to him to, you know, to pay him to do that. But it wasn't worth it because now he's going to be in there with him.
He with them now. That's all I thought when I seen it was now he part of the crew. He
Yeah,
part of
now
the
he
crew.
part of the crew. So, yeah. But yeah, maybe that locked up in there with him that he tried to help him get out. So, I mean, but that's crazy that we're betting on, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Hey, the crazy thing would be though is now this maintenance worker, how much time you think he gonna get? Somebody
That's a
gonna bet on
Let's
that.
let's ask Chat GPT.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man, but you know, I didn't, you know, do too much to see what kind of facility it was, whether it was a state facility, local facility, private facility,
Oh yeah.
but
That's what,
which I doubt because federal prison, you ain't gonna get out of there that easy.
nah.
Oh look, Chat
Usually they
GPT
have.
says it matters based off of what type of the individual, what they were serving, whether it was felonies or misdemeanor charges. So that depends on it too, what type of person he was breaking out.
Wow.
Ooh,
Interesting. All right. So speaking of criminal, have thought about doing some criminal activity in our past. I'm pretty sure. And anybody who hasn't thought it's a crime is probably lying because we've all thought about it at one point. But I'll tell you, at one point in time, Grand Theft, GTA, you know what I'm saying? And GTA 5 has reportedly sold more than 5 million copies in 2025.
why?
5 has been out forever, right?
Yeah,
And it's still selling all those copies, but you know why? The fact of GTA 6 was rumored to come out this year.
yeah,
So people nostalgia mode of gearing up to play GTA 6, which they did announce was going to be pushed back into next year.
Hmm.
So now the people who just bought to play it because you know GTA 6 is not going to be out until next
I
summer.
gotta get that. I gotta get that joint because my son has been asking me about it. He was supposed to. I'm supposed to play it. So I haven't played. Gosh, I haven't played the PS5 in a long time. I got to get back on it.
and
But
my baby right here.
Yeah, I played it. I played my so I do have GTA 5. I've been had it for years, and I hardly ever play it. So,
Yeah, I was say
I
I don't
mean,
touch it.
so, yeah. But shout out who are enjoying it and getting ready for GTA 6. You got a whole nother year, so enjoy.
They better be real good. That's all I know.
It better.
Well,
I
But
gotta
but the
pay.
graphics look from what I've seen, it's gonna be good. It's gonna look
no, I think
good.
it's gonna. Yeah, I think it's gonna be very dope. It's gonna be very
Yeah,
dope. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually gonna get it as well. So
yeah, for
yeah, I'm
sure.
transitioning away from 2K.
Can never
So
get away
For
flawless.
good or for the moment, because you're not gone for good. It's like
yeah,
y'all never
nah,
gone for good. Because my dude ain't never gone for good either.
yeah. I told my guys on 2K this is my retirement season. You know what I'm saying? This is my
What?
my farewell tour. Not too much other stuff that I need to invest my time in. So
Your
yeah,
time, your money, because
yeah.
look,
Well, no, I didn't learned on the money. Like they not gonna micro
right.
transaction me. The reason why I'm getting away from any games that involve me having to pay to participate or pay to
Yes,
play.
yes.
We ain't doing that.
I'm
It's
Yeah.
tired of
so
it.
hard
So people out there
to say goodbye
that
to
have
day.
Roblox and all this stuff, those are called microtransactions. And
Yes.
these companies are very keen on the fact that they can do that
That $5 is okay. $9 is
and
okay.
yeah, and it adds up. It adds up and they're dinging you left and right for little things on the game. The games now are $100, right? $50 to $100
Man.
for the game, and then they're going to charge you along the way to play the game.
Yep.
So if you won't be good at the game, so that's you're paying to play, right?
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Not me. I
So
haven't
that's
played. My son do be having me buying stuff galore though. Dad, I need. He be on them joints heavy.
You gotta send that Roblox money, them Robux.
Fact.
well, see, your son's a gamer. See,
Right
so you're not a gamer. You just
now.
play games. So it's a difference. Your son's he doesn't understand that he's getting microtransactions to death, but he understands
Yeah.
that he needs it in order to
Needs
participate.
that
That's what it's about, man.
need that bread all the time for them games and the skins. And I'm like, what you mean the skins? Because we thinking skins is something different. He told Dad, I need the skins. I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking
Skins
about?
is something different because you're old.
I'm yeah. You got to tell me what the skins. You talk about, Dad, I need some money for some skins. I'm like, what?
You tell
Like,
him
wait.
I used to pay for skins too.
Ah! let me talk to you, son. Let me tell you how to do it.
I need a,
Wow. Back in my day.
I used to spend a pretty penny on
you paying for
some
skins?
skins.
Oh, you 16, man. What is going on?
Oh man.
Life is that hard? Like, what is going on?
All right. But yeah, so the games are nostalgic to us, but a lot of things are being brought back over the years that appeal to the masses and especially people our age, and another nostalgic thing that's coming back, and I'm gonna participate in this. Netflix 140
Hey,
classic
Pokemon.
Pokemon episodes starting June 1st. Listen, I am not the biggest Pokemon fan, but I used to love Pokemon. I just love watching it with my son. Definitely be watching Pokemon
Mhm.
for real. I'm excited. I'm excited. And how about y'all? Y'all gonna check out that Pokemon?
I'm gonna check it out. I look. I had the cards. I played the game. I played Pokemon Go on the phone. I watched the show back. Yeah, I'm watching it. Team Rocket. I gotta watch all that.
I'm gonna have to get into it. I never got into it, but I'm gonna have to check it out because when you got children, you know what I'm saying, they gonna bring this stuff up, right? So that's a little bonding time. So I gotta watch it with them. I have no clue what it's all about though. I remember the cards back in the day,
I think
and
you'll like it.
brushed it off like, man, ain't nobody. And then you find out them joints started to cost money and how much money you would get for these Pokemon cards, and he was like, oh. But I mean, I'm gonna have to check it out. We'll see what it's up. What's up with it?
Yeah, Pokemon's big time still
You know what? Speaking of
to
Pokemon, the funniest thing I found in my mom's wallet, like because I got all her stuff taken care of, whatever. So I'm going through her stuff. She got 3 Pokemon cards in her wallet.
What?
Why? I have no clue. But she got 3 Pokemon cards. She was ready for battle whenever. I'm
What?
going,
now that's interesting.
right.
Hmm.
Mom says, yeah, but you know what's interesting when we were watching Pokemon, I never paid attention to names or the animals that they mimic spell backward. So that's an interesting fact. Now I know some people might have known that. I didn't know that at first. It again with my sons and listening to them. Yeah, that's just a little nugget I went through. Yeah, so when it comes through, check it out. But Netflix is on a roll. So Netflix is also bringing out a documentary about Selena that's coming in the winter. For us in our generation, we grew up, maybe have listened to story of what happened to her, or most people have definitely seen the Selena movie with Jennifer Lopez, deal of what happened. But have an idea of what happened. But to be able to watch that documentary and I guess for some kind of relive that tragic story that occurred in her life before her life was taken. So hopefully, people can enjoy that portion of it. And I'm going to talk about the trial and things of that nature that were probably talked about back then, but really locked into that information. So, really locked into that information. So, but hopefully, they do it justice and the documentary
Yeah.
turns out to be, some dope.
Well, the lady who killed her just recently got her bond like revoked or whatever, like, or I'm forgetting what the term of it is, but she was
Parole.
supposed
Her
to
parole.
got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
They had her whole thing came up, and so it became a big old huge phenomenon again, especially out here in Cali.
Yeah, they took it away and made her ineligible for parole.
Right,
Yep.
Hmm.
right. So that's gonna be huge out in Cali. So Cali folks, especially the younger folks who don't know the full story, it's gonna pop again. It's kind of like the Menendez trial. They supposed to be getting a new trial and trying to get out and all of this type of stuff.
Yeah.
So when these things are old, can you believe these things are like 30 plus years old?
Right.
And now they're bringing it out again because they're hot points again. So I know that Selena one is probably gonna pop again for sure. You still got some folks mad at what happened, and they in their 50s now. So
Well, I'm not in my 50s. I'm close, but I'm still mad at the lady that killed her. I was even mad at the lady that played the lady in the movie.
No,
Like
but
anytime
real.
I see her in
Look,
another movie, I ain't like her.
for
All
real.
right. So, like I said, Netflix been on the road, man. So, we're gonna talk about the movie or series that they have, man. This series right here is amazing.
I'm not done with it yet. Don't tell me
So it's
everything.
called
I got
Forever. Can't I
that
know a
out.
lot of people
It's on my list.
yeah, I know a lot of people aren't done with it. It's only 8 parts. It's an 8-part series. They have been signed on for forever. It's based on a Judy Blume book classic. Listen, out because it's dope. But if you have teenagers at home, you definitely need to watch this movie. You understand the foolishness that they experience
Yeah.
on a regular basis and how toxic teenagers are now. I know that word has been overused the last few years, but you will see firsthand how toxic these teenagers are to each other and the things that endure. So So yeah, so check that out, man. And I promise
Ken,
you. Yep.
I haven't watched it yet, but give me one thing in there that when you saw it, you was like, "Oh, I didn't know that that was taking place," or something that was like some shock value on the from the show.
I can't lie to you. I didn't see him saying that I was just, thrown off by, because I have 20-year-olds and I have
Mhm.
14. So it wasn't anything that I didn't know, but
Right.
for people who maybe, not are paying that much attention or close attention to their kids, I open the dog, because like, I mean, I understand it, because my boys have talked to me about their relationships, and my daughter's getting to that age where she's, gonna have relationships. So I'm hoping that she would bring, issues to me if she, have an issue with a boyfriend or something like that, little dude she's talking to. So it's a lot to unpack for a teenager, man. And these teenagers are trying to, unpack these adult situations as a teenager. Yeah, it's worse than what we always talk about. When we had issues at school, when we went home, the issue stayed at school. Now with social media, the issue follows you wherever you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So, but no, when you check it out, so go check out that series Forever, and let me know what you think when you check it out. All right. So part of the flow of Forever was following these kids, and at some point they graduate, right? At some point we all graduated from high school. So that's what season we are right now in the world, is high school, college graduations and things like that. So decorum during graduation. We have two different groups of people. We have the people who sit in the crowd and holler and scream at the top of their lungs for when they hear their child's name, or their little cousin out, the name out, the nickname, not the government name.
Pookie.
And
That's
you
my
have
Pookie.
you have people who just chilling, who just like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's my boy. That's my girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of them. I know we all have kids here. So I want to show you this, but which one are you? Because this lady right here, it's a sign in the back that says, please hold. She's saying it's my baby's moment. I don't care if you don't hear your child. So that's a good point, right? I think a lot of people think about, I'm celebrating my child, but if they're, and maybe your child has 15, 20 people there shouting their name, but the child behind them, the next child of the moment of people hearing their name. So, okay, we're gonna go to Trisha Michelle, because she's like, eh. So Trisha Michelle, I already kind of know, which one are you?
Um, I mean, I just went to my niece's graduation, as a matter of fact, on Friday. My sister has a video of me and my niece, because they said we could come down the aisle when, whoever it is calls, so you can come up, take a picture of your video. So I'm right there. I done made it all the way to stage. We just zoomed in. Let me see. Let me like that. But that name was called. I'm like, yeah, but it's over. It's over though. I don't keep yelling. Like, I'm done. Like, so it's just in that moment. Yeah, like I'm gonna celebrate. And unfortunately, there are some kids that might only have one or two people there, and this person got about 15 to 20. And that's kind of how it went for my little niece. But that's what she wanted, was for all of us to show up. That was what she asked for, was for all of us to be there. So I'm gonna make sure she know we there. Like, I want her to hear we there. Like, not at the end when everybody's cheering, you can't make out. Well, you probably still be able to make out who I am, because I'm that mom who my son could hear me on the field when he was playing football. But like, like, I don't. For me, but I'm not gonna mess up the next kid. Like, I'm gonna instantly be quiet. We're done.
Right.
So I ain't gonna be quiet.
Yeah, I kind of figured you weren't you weren't gonna be the quiet type.
Nah.
Benji,
I'm gonna be loud for.
holler.
I'm gonna be loud for the babies, bro. Like
Man.
I come from the space where I didn't get that from that support. You get what I'm saying? So the last thing I want to do is for the babies not to know that I'm not there. Like you gonna know Benji there. Like, yo, like go ahead, the whole nine, everything. You get what I'm saying? I see you, all of that. You get what I'm saying? So I totally get where old girl is coming from. And for me personally, that just comes from a place of wanting to root for and support these babies like that. And it's a big moment for them. So yeah, I'm gonna be talking, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
chatting,
for
I'm
sure.
gonna do the whole nine, everything. So I'm gonna be there. So I totally get it.
You just don't know the story, whatever road or journey they might have went through just to even get to that moment to be celebrated. So, I feel like you gotta celebrate that out loud.
Facts. I totally
Yeah,
agree. And
I
and
get it.
some of these kids you get what I'm saying? Like school is a little bit of struggle for them, and for them to actually kind of get through it. You know what I'm saying? With some flying colors. You know what I'm saying? So, and if you engaged with them, you know what I mean, and they're doing their homework, X, Y, Z, and you in it, and they get to that moment and they get it done. I mean, that's to me that's dope. You get what I'm saying? So, I want them to know I'm there, and that comes from a place of, like I said, from where I come from. Not nobody there when I got mine. So
Yeah. Well, I think you have to find a balance, right? Like
right.
you can scream and holler, but like Trisha Michelle said, like consider of the child coming behind them, scream, holler, and then once they, once your next name die down, so that other person can hear, what I'm saying, their name and get recognized. Like you said, I mean, these kids have gone through a lot, and we don't know each person's story with two people there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody there deserves to be celebrated. I don't know if people pay attention, but there are many moments during graduation where there are people clapping for kids. It's for every kid. There's for kids they might not even know. It might be a kid that's their friends, that's their child's friend or something they're celebrating. But I think that you can scream and holler for your child, but that's just Michelle said, with the length of time that you're screaming and hollering, because if you know that they're calling the next person's name, shut up. Like let the other person, you know what I'm saying, hear their name.
That,
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
exactly how I feel too. Like, shut up. That's enough.
And like you ain't got to scream for 2 or 3 minutes, and you screaming they didn't call their baby name 2 3 minutes going. You
After
like just
your
showing out.
rump down, you get what I'm
Man,
saying?
sit down somewhere. That's one of the times you bought the throw it down in the front.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to get to some of these questions, right? Because we ask questions every episode, so we'll take a little break. You know what I'm saying? And ask a question. All right. So I guess we'll go Benji first with this question, then we'll go Trisha Michelle. Right? Do you care attractive to other people, Benji?
Uh, hmm. Let me say this yeah, I would, but it would hinge on how open they are about it. Like you're attracted to so and so. If you're attracted to a superstar or whatever, you're gonna never meet, whatever. You get what I'm saying? But if it's just some random dude, you know what I'm saying, and you like, hey, and
No,
then
no, no.
you fall
Care.
like,
Not
No, no, no.
attracted to.
Do
Is
you
she
care
attractive?
if your significant other is attractive to
Yeah.
other people?
Like if they
oh
think
no,
Or
she
like if
looks
other
good
people
or
think
not.
she look good?
oh no. I ain't worried about that because everything I'm attached to looks good. So yeah, not totally don't care.
Well,
Lord Jesus.
let's just it's subjective because to everybody out there in the world, somebody ugly, right?
Yeah,
I
for
don't care
sure.
who you are,
Right.
somebody think you ugly out in the world somewhere. So no matter
So
how beautiful
this
you,
this is funny because this is funny because I mean I ain't gonna put folks out there. I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't gonna put folks out there. But folks be hitting on me and my wife when we out, and it's like, so like when you know folks is like that, sometimes you just gotta know either you're attractive or whatever, and then just kind of roll with it and be like, hey, you know, whatever, and going on about your business. So it, it happens. So
okay, all right. Well, Trisha Michelle, how you feel about that? Do you care if you know other people look at your man and say he's nice looking?
Mm, I want to say no, but then in reverse, if they look at him and be like, "Damn, he ugly," I'm like, "Damn." So like, I need them to think he at least look good. Like, but like,
Why?
I don't know. Not like I need it. I don't care. Like, but at the same time, I think my taste is good enough anyway to where. But like you said, somebody ugly to anyone. So somebody go. So like, I mean, I don't really care about it. Let me say that. Because I'm not looking to make sure my group is like, okay, wait, I can't date you because let me see what my friends gonna say first. Like, I really don't give a shit. Whatever I bring around and for me is mine, and I don't care whether I've never cared, honestly. What I've never actually asked. I've never asked. I've never cared to ask. But say that they did like that's where it starts and ends at. So that's the next part. I don't really want you to really find them attractive any goddamn way.
spoken like a true veteran.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't. I here. Hold on, but here's the thing. Was contradictory in about 3 different ways.
Yeah, because it's what it is. Like I don't want him ugly, but I don't need you. I don't need you on him. But at the same time, like I don't care if you fine or if you don't.
I don't need you ugly part. That hits. I don't care what nobody say. That hits because you don't want him to be too touched. You want somebody to be, he look kind of good. But if everybody's like that nigga, I'm sorry, that nigga ugly.
Like you gonna be like, damn, and then you might just be looking at him on the couch like, is he ugly?
I'm giving him the side eye like
you questioning if you had too many drinks that night or something. Like
I can.
Well, for me, I think when I was younger, it mattered. But you know, as you get older and you understand that earlier somebody's gonna think you ugly or somebody gonna think she ugly, so it really don't matter as long as. But I
I
mean,
gotta
I
say right
understand.
now that when with the looks didn't matter, and that friend is kind of not too excited about that choice anymore.
Well, I didn't say looks didn't matter. I didn't say looks didn't matter.
I mean,
But
but they didn't need to be the most like, oh, let me
it's got to.
not care too much. And now they're like, dang, I should have cared a little bit more.
Well,
Right.
but that's a different thing. I that you with attractive, right? You have to find them attractive. You can't be too caught up in what the people around you think. That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah. Now,
Because
yes, now
everybody,
that's the part. That's the part.
If you are in the public eye a lot, and it depend. I would say that would depend on the spaces that you're in too, right?
it shouldn't though,
I
man.
I
Because
don't think that would matter either. I just need to make sure everybody ain't in your face, so you're not too attractive to them. But I
Right.
just need to make sure I like
but
you and
see,
I like
how do you avoid that? Because your person might be attracted to you, and you might say they're not
you. But
too
then again, like I
attractive.
don't know.
And like
This is
it's
the kind.
everything.
This question is situational. I don't know because
I
like
agree.
I don't
I agree.
know. that I care, but then at the same time, like I don't want you to be ugly.
That is
So
very
I
true.
don't know.
That is
Well,
very
we'll say
situational.
this and
Perfect word.
we'll say this and move on. So you have to figure out what works for you and be
What
confident,
ugly
and
are
that's
you
basically,
comfortable with?
yeah, because I mean, well, if you're dating somebody ugly to you, put it that way. If that person is ugly to you, or if you have to second guess anything about talking to that person, don't do it. That's what I
Yeah, look, because you just wasting each
that's
other's
what I was
time. You wasting each other's time.
yeah, because what's gonna happen is you getting something that you may not, and then when something comes along that you do really want, then it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be
That is a fact. It's gonna be
Because
trouble.
a
everything
situation.
fine walking by, your head gonna turn.
That's
Facts.
a fact. That is a fact.
All right, well, you know
Always
what, that's
you're going to find that you like per se. So you better have something that, I mean, just make sure she a good 6.5 or
You
7.
can make sure whatever is four. If four is okay with you, then that's for
yeah, I
you.
mean, but
Oh,
it's again, it's all
If that's
subjective.
their,
Like
if that's okay with them, Digi, then that's okay with them.
4?
she might be a 4 to
Oh,
she might be
oh.
a 4 to you, but she might be a 7 to them.
She might be a four, but she a 10 in bed. Leave her
I
alone.
mean, you
I
know,
mean,
you never can tell
Leave her alone.
what people together. So, you
a
know,
4?
whatever works for you.
I don't know. It ain't
A
my
4 to you.
yeah.
Photo?
One man's four is
You
another man's 10.
A
Benji,
Subaru?
to somebody out there, you're a 4. Okay?
Oh, that,
Yeah.
that's
One
fact.
man's four is
So,
another man or woman's 10.
and I
So it
can't
is what it is.
help it. I can't help blind people. I mean, gee, blind people.
Blind. That's
Everybody don't like Method Man or
right.
variations of Method Man.
Not everybody wants Timu method.
That's true. That's true. Some people do. Some people do like, folks. Some people don't want you all in their business, so they don't want the prettiest girl on the block. Because truth be told, a lot of pretty girls got a lot of issues, bro. Because they think they can get away with
Okay,
everything.
hold on now. Hold on.
Don't
Hold
go
on.
into all that. That's a
Hold
lot
on.
to unpack.
Hold
But
on.
let's just
No, you
say
can't
this.
just say hold on. The whole statement was there wrong. You're gonna bring a whole lot of people
Let,
like
if
That's what we
if
want.
you
Want to bring them
if
on.
you if you drive a good looking car,
Everybody gonna look.
people gonna look.
That's
So at least if you're gonna walk around and you're gonna seek somebody who's very nice looking, or who you be aware of that when you get into that, because it's gonna come with some things.
and
that's
that's what I meant to say is for sure. Like don't be wanting somebody that people are attractive to and then you can't handle the heat.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, listen, people bold these days. Listen, folks got some boldness. So I mean, you got to be careful out in these, especially in these social media streets.
Social
Well,
media
topic
streets
coming
is
up, and
crazy.
these people, this person is very bold, and we definitely got to talk about this.
Is that what he was really looking like,
I
or is this
mean, I
AI
mean,
generated?
I mean, not James. I mean, Puff
That-
Daddy, P
that's James.
Diddy,
That's James.
Sean Combs.
That's
He
James.
looked like
Good times.
his name is James
Yeah.
Come
on
on,
this people. Man, that can't be Diddy.
that's
People have to
Samaj.
understand. People have to understand. Diddy's been coloring his hair out there. Who women, we know women color their hair, but a lot more dudes color their hair
Oh yeah.
than people's one of them. So of course, if you're in prison, you don't have access to dyes and all the other stuff. No matter how much money you got, it's just certain things. It's contraband in there, and they're not gonna let you have it.
Yeah.
So he don't have the dyes and stuff that he's true gray hair is gonna show. So yeah, Diddy is 50 plus years old.
Yeah.
There's some of y'all that's 30
So yeah, he's gonna
with grays.
yeah. So I mean, that didn't surprise me at all when I saw it. But of course, that lit a fire under a lot of people. But yeah, we and one thing I will say off the rip is the things that he's on trial for, which is the RICO and the sex trafficking. The sex trafficking, he may get charged with that, but the RICO part of it, the racketeering and the RICO. I'm not seeing that too much, but the sex trafficking, maybe he gets hit with that because of the circumstances. But at the same time, I'm involved in the sex part of it. Seems to be like they volunteer,
Right. And that's the part that's
like
tripping me most.
they were okay with it.
Like,
So
it seems like all of it in the beginning, I mean, I don't know how long the trial is going to go, but the way it's been introduced to us as it stands now, all you're getting is some freaky dude who beat up his woman. That's DV. I mean, domestic violence. Yeah,
but that's not
but it's
what
like,
he's
say that again, Ken.
but that's not what he's on trial for.
Right. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, when is the other stuff, like the mansion tapes, the who did this, the RICO case, the chart, like, is that stuff is going to, when is that stuff going to come out and be unfolded? Because right now, all we really getting is just the whole Cassie story and him, which we kind of really knew most of this stuff already, so to speak, right?
Man, you didn't know, heard rumblings about it, but
Right.
nobody knew this
No,
stuff,
nobody
man.
knew to this level, and we're not even done yet.
Yes.
Right.
Nobody knew that Diddy was rubbing man juice on himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like what he said, put it on my neck.
Like,
I mean,
he had
people been
he wanted
hinting
them
at
to put the man juice on
years.
her and then come and rub it on him. Like, come on, dog. Come
My
on,
thing, I
dog.
think what they're trying to say with the sex trafficking, which they're trying to play it off, is the people that they brought in from other states to pay for to do illicit, allegedly acts of sex and carry out things with her, but it was against her will. But so they say, because she didn't really like doing what she did, and she was coerced into it, she was groomed into it, she was, out of fear of her safety and whatever else he might do to her. So that's where they're trying to bring in the sex acts from flying people in with someone that was not in cahoots with it. So I'm not sure, because it looks, I don't know.
But the text messages are saying that
that's the part where
are
I'm
you
ready
okay?
for
Are you ready?
and
Yeah, she's ready for it. So it's like, man, but
she's gonna really they have to
the crazy
prove
part
the
is,
heck out of the fact that she did it because she was scared. They're gonna have to continue. They have to push that harder than they're pushing it right now. It's not enough. Right now, it's looking like they're in on it.
She must have immunity because she is straightforward, upfront, all of that. Like, she must have immunity in the case.
That
what
part
you
I
mean?
don't even know.
Immunity for what though? She didn't commit a crime.
Well, she was the one who delivered the money. If it is sex trafficking, Diddy didn't deliver the money. She did.
Right.
And she's the one that sent the text messages out. She's the one that found the people. She's the one that talked to them and found the ones that so fact. She's the face of that operation based off of what he forced her to do. So she says. So then it becomes, I did question in my own, like, okay, I hope she got some type of immunity, because she's putting a lot on herself, admitting what she was a part of, right, and her actions in it.
Yeah, but I think,
and that's my point, because I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, if they're trying to say all of these things and she was there, and you have on text message that she booked this, she did this, she did like that, like.
But what you're saying first is the big part is that she was coerced or forced to do these things.
Exactly.
Then that she doesn't need immunity, because that's part of the trial. Like, she was forced to do these things,
and that's where the coercion comes from. But that's what then makes it sex trafficking.
So still, if she was forced into doing that, her part in it, she's still not gonna need immunity for it, because she was part of the crime on the victim's.
Yeah, for sure.
Side she's a victim.
Yeah, I mean, she's for sure a victim. I think what Benji's trying to say is, if say it doesn't go the way they planned, then you bring this back, and then in a different court case, she looks like a person that was a part of the whole setup of things. But I believe very much so. She was groomed at an early age, coerced into some things, fearfully placed into some things. They did have a very kinky lifestyle and like to do a lot of things. Now, I think she did it to please him because she did want to be, benefiting from certain things. And at the time when you're young and you're scared and you don't know and whatever else, you're very impressionable. So, and it's Diddy and whatever else. So, I mean, unfortunately, he he preyed on her. Yes. I mean,
on a
and
19-year-old girl. That
And
is
here we are. Well, she was 22 by the time she got to him, but regardless, she didn't know nothing about none of the I want voyeurism and I want to do this. And now she's like, what is that? Oh, and if you want to keep me, you want your career and you want this and that. Like she look the deal he has signed her to in reference to albums right now. Beyonce doesn't even have enough music out to cover the contract that she has,
right.
that she stood with Diddy with music she's supposed to be putting out, that she was recording, that ain't out nowhere. Beyonce's albums don't even amount to what she still was supposed to be, quote unquote, under with Diddy, which is crazy. She was
Well, I
never
think
gonna get out.
Slave contract for sure.
Diddy knew what he was doing with that, and that's the reason why he set everything up the way he set it up. And he knew this,
Yeah.
but she was putting out something else because this is the list of guys, girls. There's a bunch of guys. This is the sex workers that he had coming in. These guys were being paid to sleep with her and Diddy. So what?
It's wild.
We don't know, but the craziest thing was today there was another hired some guy named the Punisher. Now,
Why you gotta say it like that?
because you got to put that in flex. The Punisher, like we know the from the comics named the Punisher, and when you say the Punisher, when somebody's gonna punish, hire somebody named the Punisher to come in and have sex with Cassie. And there was word that he had this guy have sex with some of the guy sex workers that were there. Yeah. I mean, how can you want your girl back when she's damaged goods at that point?
I can't do it. Can't do it. Okay, I couldn't, man. I couldn't do it.
You know what? And now that you mention that, here's the other thing for Mr. Alex Fine. She went and still was communicating and trying to do things with Diddy, and he was FaceTiming at one point when she was mid session, freak off with Diddy still.
Yeah.
Like,
part that trips me out.
That's like, where I'm like, you told him all of that? You told him that stuff?
But I mean, they do say the victim once
they always go back.
Once they're victimized, like it's hard for them to break out of that shell. And I know, Ken, we had Shavara Hamilton on some episodes maybe a year or 2 years ago, and she spoke of that victim space, that and when women are in that DV space, and it's like it's hard for them to break free of that.
Well, yeah.
And I can imagine even through all of that, you get to a space and the money talks or whatever it is, whether it be you trying to get back at him or whatever it is, something spoke. And she was like, oh, I'm going back to him while I'm married. Like that to me is insane. But hey, I mean, hey,
I think that's out of fear because
right.
Yeah.
Actions that he has. And, I think that's fear. I think that was just, straight what it was. Now, did she enjoy it? I don't know. People do weird. That might be a factor too. But at the end of the day, it's all weird. It's normalized. So I mean, Diddy's not the first person who's had these accusations about them, and he won't be the last. So we might as well buckle up because I'm pretty sure he's just the first of many that are going to be exposed.
More should be coming out as it goes forward.
Yep.
This is going to get quite interesting. I think this is going to roll on for quite some time.
Yep. So with this whole Diddy thing, the sex workers, that's a lot of bodies. It's a lot. A lot of bodies on Cassie's body count. So, but it's 20, and we're still talking about body count, right? So, lately things that I've seen, but as of recently, the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this question was Lotto was on a live stream, I think, with one of the content creators, Talil. In her rhyme, she always talks about her low body count, like that she can count her sexual part. And he was like, "Hey, you need to stop talking about that. Like, it's not a big deal. Why you talk about body count? It's 2020 concerned with that." So there was people in the comments under this video that were like, "Yeah, I agree with him," but then there were some that were like, "Well, why can't she be proud of the fact that she out here rapping and talking about how they all ran through? Why can't she champion the fact that she ain't?" Trisha, why is body count still relevant in 2025 when people are gonna probably lie to you anyway?
That's the truth. They ain't gonna lie for sure. But I think it's because of the double standard behind it. For so long, women for sure, you got more than what you can count on one hand, and you use damaged goods. You for the streets. The Carfax ain't cutting it. Like they're gonna talk crap. But for a dude, the opposite way around is they got a high body count and play. They out here, that's cool. That's whatever, in that world. But that same dude to turn around and shun the female. So for I guess for us, it's harder to come to terms with the fact that body count in a relationship, if you're asking someone's body count, like whether they had 2 or 10, are you done with them, or are you paying attention to what is now with y'all? Like, is that body count? What does that have to do with you right now? There's some renowned born again hoes that ain't hoes no more. They might have changed in their life. They was single for years and they teens teens and early 20s and stuff. They was out at the parties and they was living their life. And so that body count might be a little high. And now they finally stopped, settled down. They want this, they want that. That doesn't make them not be a good person and someone that's like incapable of, being a great husband, wife, caretaker, provider, this and that, whatever else. They just had a lot of fun. I don't know why it matters that much, but at the same time, I mean, I don't want a girl. Wasn't it somebody that said she had like 300 dudes or something? Like, I don't know. I forgot who she was, but I don't want nobody. But she's running around excited and talking about that. So she's still very much about that life. So there's the difference in that too. So, I mean, it's just hard to get away from something that women was talked about so badly to now be like, who cares about your body count? We really trust that? Not everybody, there's a very low percentage of you men that really feel like that. The percentage is still high for men that's still gonna shun the woman if she's got a high body count. So it's hard to just come to terms and be like, okay, cool. Like, okay, so we have to care about it because people care about it.
Right.
Well, my problem with it, just like I said, nobody is going to tell you exactly how many people they
I don't know why they asking anyway.
have slept. Yeah,
Who's
nobody's
really out here
going to tell
asking this
you
question?
A lot of people, obviously.
Like, if you meet somebody right now, you like, oh, how many bodies you got? Like by week 2, do you asking that?
I mean, not for me. No, I'm not asking it. Period. Right? It's not initially. I'm not concerned about it.
I used to ask that when I was young. That's some young shit. That got to be some young stuff.
No, I mean, no. I think it goes a little deeper than that because of the fact that now with so many diseases and stuff out here, it has to become a concern.
One and done. You could do it one time.
Yeah, just gonna say, I don't think that even matters.
I know people that one time.
My chart is more important than your body count.
Yeah,
right.
like
I agree.
That don't matter how many people got you there. It could take 1 or 10.
Right.
Yeah.
And I agree. It's just if let's say it's kind of like what you said earlier. It's subjective. Let's say you come from a space where let's say if it's a religious background, so to speak, right? and you really interested, you ain't tripping off 1 or 2 or 3, you know what I mean? You ain't really tripping. But when you start getting into the idea that she done slept with 50, 60, 70, whatever it is, you know, this type amount, then it could sway your opinion, because now you're thinking like, can I really bond with her? As more information comes out about when a woman has more sex and when a man has more sex, how hard it is for them to bond and all that type of stuff. People putting all of this information out there, and people are running with it. And like, yo, like she done slept with 100 men. We can't do nothing. I can't please her. I'm never going to please her. I'm never. And those things become talking points for a lot of men who really, if you're going to be honest, they don't get as much sex like that. A lot of men ain't getting, ain't sleeping with these women like that.
My thing is, you know how many of them relationships where it's a lot of women that say for the past 3, 4, 5 years in that relationship, she ain't orgasm. So you can't take that and say, like, I ain't gonna be able to please her. You might be the first person that's gonna give her what she needs, because she ain't never got what she needed this whole time.
But check this out though.
It's subjective, like you said earlier. It could be,
but none of it matters, because if they don't tell you the truth, which they're probably not going to tell
most of you suckers is lying to get in anyway.
That's a fact. It's a fact.
You know, girls been lying on Nate Johnson since forever. So
one is, if somebody is really out here, really like, okay, about 35. First of all, don't ask me that stupid question. Matter of fact, I might reevaluate talking to you anyway if you're asking me my body count.
Right, I would agree.
You're too grown. Like, now I can tell you my test results. Let's go do that.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Let's look at it this way. Like, do you expect a car that's 15 to 20 years old to not have facts? They're gonna have something. They're gonna have maybe a little fender bender, or they're gonna on the way. Like, they're gonna, they might have even 2 or 3 owners.
But Ken, it is dope when you find an old ride that don't have a lot of miles on it.
Roll back the odometer too.
You sure can. They can go get that. Look, I almost said they can go get it rejuvenated. Don't play with them.
So my thing is, at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter, because you can't tell. You can't tell. You don't know. You're all of it just blind
theory.
And that's why my chart is more important than somebody's body count, because that's the only thing in front of you, tangible, that you can really rely on. Other than that, everything else is just whatever they tell you.
Right. And that's pretty crazy though too. I never really cared. I never really wanted to even have that conversation. Like, I don't want to know who the dudes was. But see, the issue becomes, even in there, is like, if I cannot care, and she probably could care. So it's like, how do you know her?
I don't care. As long as there ain't nobody in my circle.
But see,
that's
I like that
too, because what if y'all don't have this conversation and you find out he smashed 2 or 3?
But my thing is, look, I might not know everybody that's in your circle yet until I run across them. If in that moment you are in a wherever, an event somewhere, and you know for a fact now you just met my friend,
right?
And I better know by that damn night what the story is.
Hold on. We don't want to disclose that, because we already know where this is leading to. If I'm really digging,
no. Because if you fooling with me, you have not touched none of the homegirls.
Yeah, it's gonna come out eventually anyway.
Like, and if you don't tell me, and the homegirl told me, you're done.
That's a problem.
You're done.
I mean,
and you better know she's gonna tell me. So you got by tonight.
See, so you gotta have these conversations then.
Well, yes, that conversation, but that's not body count. That's
You
But
don't
hold
have to
on.
have the body
What
count.
but hold on. But what if it goes into 2 or 3 or 4 of your homegirls that he done slept
well, it
with?
doesn't matter because one is done.
That's a fact.
One is done.
That's a fact. Especially Benji. Well, I was sort of say it count don't matter because if she had 2 or if she had 20, and she's not gonna tell you, but if you might not want to follow that up anyway.
Right.
You're like, yeah, I used to date this guy. He does. His name is Mandingo. He does these porn movies. But yeah, we dated a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
not
good. Yeah, no,
choose
I don't. Yeah, I'm good.
to move. Yeah, nah, you don't want no girl who used to date the Punisher.
No.
Or some of these girls out here dated where you used to date that guy. Yeah,
If
he
he
was good.
listen, if you introduce me to somebody that y'all done had affairs with, and he ugly, I got a problem.
Here you go with that bullshit. Like,
So
here you go.
if he look good, he's okay to punish your girl in the past.
I got a problem.
All
I'm
right.
just saying.
Noted.
If her ex is ugly, you got a problem.
I got a problem.
You right. You do got problems.
Duly noted.
I got a problem. Hold on, Patricia. Hold on. Hold on, Patricia. Hold on. Y'all, you having this conversation with your dude, and you see this big old ugly girl that he used to date. You ain't gonna feel no type of way.
I look better than anybody anyway.
We ain't talking about how you look.
I'm just saying. So I'm not gonna feel away. I'm topping everybody.
Okay.
Now,
me?
Why is that supposed to make me feel away?
And they ugly.
Big and ugly.
Well, but I'm saying if they had 3 or 4 people that they dated that's facially challenged, then you kind of like, okay.
No, I'm gonna be like, it's about time you got on the right track. It's about time, it's about time you got your eyes corrected. I'm not gonna. I know what I got.
I understand what you said, Benji.
I get what he's saying. But no.
But like,
man, the guy would be flabbergasted, especially if you're cute.
Now I would clown him though. I would clown him.
Oh, that's a fact.
I would clown him.
Oh, facts.
I would for sure clown him for the longest, probably the whole relationship off and on. Now I know you don't got good taste, and I know I'm the best, but I'm gonna say a lot of stuff. Listen, I know you don't know what fine look like, but just look right here.
It made me go down my resume and look like, dang, I must have been struggling mentally at that point in my life.
Oh Lord. Everybody could go back to some ex somewhere where you like
facts.
Like, what was I thinking?
Facts.
I mean, all of them ain't been fire. All of them ain't been
right.
fire.
Like, no, and it's probably more than one at least.
It's just the facts. It's true.
Yeah.
There we go.
So we all donated to charity before, and that's okay. It's quite all right. You know what I'm saying? Like we tried it. We tried to date people.
That's why you gotta have some type of attractiveness to you. That's why. You're not allowed here. You're not allowed here. Your ugliness is not allowed here.
The boy said we all donated to charity.
Hey, it happened.
Oh man, that's cold.
People with good hearts. You know what I'm saying? And we try. We try.
You took one for the team before King?
No diddy. I ain't taking nothing for nobody.
No, we ain't talking about that. Take that about dancing.
Nah, man. You know what? I've never been in a situation where a chick, based on what somebody else said or whatever the case may be, to, when I was early in high school, maybe, or junior high, when you first really trying to date a girl that maybe others thought wasn't the best looking, you know what I'm saying, and maybe question my my judgment at points. But you know what? those girls were the dopest chicks, you know what I'm saying, like personality wise, and they were the nicest people.
Right. So they deserved some charity.
Yeah, so I mean, to put it nicely, yeah. I mean,
Hey,
they ring of my time at that
I,
point. So
I
Okay.
I
understand.
mean, I have no problem with it, and I have no problem when I have been at different parts of my life, and they have a problem with that, and people like, "Dang, you dated her?" Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, what's the
I've had,
deal? Like,
got a couple. I got a couple.
it,
Uh,
yeah. That's the funny part, though. They'd be quick to claim you. Yeah, girl,
that
that's my ex.
fact, they would tell everybody that used
Like,
to be my.
yo,
They that is a
like, I,
that's
I'm
fact.
not gonna deny you, but yo,
Like,
like,
hold on now.
You
don't
hold
Stop
tell everybody
broadcasting.
that.
Stop
and you not
broadcasting.
come around
Yeah.
so much.
Oh man. All right, y'all. Well, this episode has been a dope one. A lot to go on, man. We want you all to continue these conversations in your own friend circles, on your own social media accounts, with your own people, because especially with the body count. Because I'm like Trisha Michelle said, I think at this you need to cut that out because it don't really matter as long as you like the person, and they're probably gonna lie to you. Ask them for the my chart that's more advantageous, right? And if they can't show you a my chart, then you might have a problem. So, I mean, that's just what my thought. So, yeah, y'all have fun with that.
Yeah.
So, as an opportunity to let you know where to find them on social media and to have some closing words. So, Trisha Michelle, take it away.
Mm, I'm just saying, go to the doctor. See your doctor. Go to the gynecologist. Get your tests. Get your Pap smears. Get your HIV and the STD tests, and take your vitamins and keep it clean, and all that good stuff. Women and men, and worry about that. Like you said, the my chart. Focus
Mm-hmm.
on that. Make sure that chart clean. When you worried
Facts.
about a number, when you should make sure you ain't burning. But anyway, you can find me at Trisha Michelle underscore TM on all social media platforms. TikTok, all that. Fiyah Session, of course, is where you can always find me too. It's summertime, y'all. Yeah, I know it's time for me to start hanging out, doing some things, taking some trips, hanging out with friends. So, follow me and follow me for the summer.
Facts, facts. All right. And Trisha Michelle, you said something great. You know what I'm saying? Check that my chart, make sure you ain't burning. But if you're gonna be because you know what I'm saying, we on fire. Wah, wah, wah. I know, right? But I had to do that. So man, talk to the people, let them know something.
Donated to charity. I think we donated to charity throughout our lifetime, and kind hearts is what that brother said. Kind heart, and so shout out to the kind-hearted out there. But man, y'all know where y'all can find me, man. Benji Banks, social media on Facebook. I love when we come together and we just laugh, man. We do our thing. So y'all know where to find us. Fiyah Session, Benji Banks, Instagram. Come check the shop out. A bunch of stuff going on. So look forward to the next event that's coming up. Stay tuned. We got another one popping up, another one coming up. So stay tuned for that. But as always, follow us on the Fiyah Session. Great show. Love doing this with my folks. And on one good note, I was following a story on Aaron Gordon, who plays for the Denver Nuggets. And this year, his brother died in a car crash, and he believe they had 3 kids. He had 3 kids, and so he was going through this whole hurting, like he was dealing with it. Took both 2 of the kids, and they officially live with him. And he was dealing with that while playing basketball, of course, doing his thing, working his job. And I thought it was interesting that as he kept going, he dedicated the season to his brother. And so I thought that was super dope. So I was actually rooting for him in this last series that they had. So shout out to those, man. I know there's people out there, man, you're grieving, you're going through stuff. But man, shout out to those who are like in that space to where they can provide, that financial help, all of that type of stuff. So shout out to Aaron Gordon, man, for doing something super dope, taking care of his brother's kids, and of course, rest in peace to his brother. But I thought that was a dope story to kind of put out there. So
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, shout out to people going through stuff because things, and we never know it. You know what I'm saying? And also, if you got friends who people, stay tapped in with them. Don't go, multiple days without talking to people. At least once a day. Keep doing that. Keep tapping in with people, because man, so many things happen with so many people, and things change so quickly. Losing a lot of people to the suicide use. So we got to stay, keen to the people around us in our circle. So if they truly your friends, then you need us. Y'all know y'all can find me at Big Ken on Fire on all social media platforms. Up. You can follow the Fiyah Session on all social media platforms. Just type in FIYAH session and we'll pop right up. Make sure you go to YouTube, hit that like and subscribe button. And make sure every time we go live, anytime we post new content, you will be notified so you won't miss a thing. Tapping in with us today. We had fun. We'll be back next week with another dope episode. We're nearing, I'll stay locked in. We got some special things coming in these last few episodes before 200, and then we'll take a little break, and then we'll come back with episode 200. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be some dope stuff happening, and you don't want to be that person who's like, man, Ken, why you didn't tell me? Why you didn't? You stay locked. You do that. So we appreciate y'all for tapping in with us as usual. I appreciate all love for my people, and y'all have a great week. We love y'all. Stay locked in. Next week we got it again. Come join us. Fiyah Session.
Deuces.
You already know.
Thank you for joining us today. Please follow us on all social media platforms. Just search Fiyah Session.